Ryan Carter Poston was born on December 30th, 1982, in Fort Mitchell, Kentucky. He had three younger sisters, Allison, Catherine, and Elizabeth Carter. Ryan attended Blessed Sacrament School in Fort Mitchell. He later attended Indiana University, where he triple majored in history, geography, and political science. Once he graduated from college, he went to law school at the Salmon Chase College of Law at Northern Kentucky University in Highland Heights. After completing his Juris Doctor degree, Ryan began working as an attorney in Cincinnati, Ohio. In 2011, Ryan, who was 28 years old at the time, met 19-year-old Shayna Hubers on Facebook. Ryan and Hubers began dating soon after. At the time they began dating, Hubers was a psychology student at the University of Kentucky in Lexington. She graduated cum laude and was pursuing a master's degree in school counseling. The couple reportedly had a volatile relationship and broke up several times over an 18-month period. On October 12, 2012, Shayna went to Ryan's apartment uninvited in Highland Heights, Kentucky. Neighbors heard loud yelling back and forth between them as Ryan was heard telling her to get out. That night, Ryan had a date with Miss Ohio 2012 Audrey Bolt. He planned to meet her for drinks and to play pool at a local bar, but unfortunately, he never showed up. After neighbors heard screaming, they heard a loud gunshot followed by 5 additional shots shortly after. About 15 minutes later, Shayna dialed 911.
Ma'am, I killed my boyfriend in self-defense.
Okay, where are you at?
I'm at 12 Meadow Lane, Highland Heights, Kentucky. 41076.
Okay, 12 Meadow Lane. Are you in a house or an apartment there?
It's an apartment. It's apartment suite.
Is it Meadow, anything else? Meadow View or something?
No, 12 Meadow Lane. Ma'am, I killed him in self-defense.
Okay. Tell me again what unit you're in. It's not showing in my computer.
It's 10. It's unit 10.
Okay, you're at 12 Meadow Lane, unit number 10. Okay, hold on. What did you kill him with?
A loaded gun in the house.
Tell me where the gun is right now.
The gun is in the house.
Where at, though, ma'am? Tell me where it's at.
I laid it on the bookshelf.
Where at? Laying on a shelf?
On the bookshelf.
Where are you?
I'm standing about 10 feet from his dead body.
Okay, are you sure that he is dead?
He's dead, ma'am. He's completely dead.
Okay. And how long ago did you shoot him?
I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes, not even that long.
10 or 15 minutes ago?
Yeah.
Okay, what's your name?
My name is Shayna Michelle Huber.
All right. Now you're going to stay on the line with me, okay? Because this is what we're going to do. The officers are going to want me to stay on the line with you, so when they get there, they're going to want to know where that gun is, and we want you to get out safely too, okay?
Okay, are they going to arrest me?
Ma'am, I don't know what they'll do. We're going to send them out. I'm going to stay on the line with you, okay?
I mean, I'm not a murderer, ma'am. I just killed him.
What happened exactly? What happened?
He beat me and carried me out of the house.
He did.
He beat me and tried to carry me out of the house, and I came back in to get my things, and he was right in front of me, and he reached down and grabbed the gun, and I grabbed it out of his hand and pulled the trigger.
Okay. All right. Do you need an ambulance? Have you been injured?
I'm not injured, ma'am. I was thrown into the side of the couch.
Okay. And how old is he?
He's 29. He'll be 30 he would have been 30 on December the 30th.
All right. What's his name?
Ryan Carter Poston. He's an attorney in Cincinnati.
Okay. Have you had a history of domestic violence with him?
Yes.
Okay. And is this your gun?
No, this is his gun. He keeps loaded guns in the house.
So he slammed you into the couch, but you don't have any injuries?
I don't have any injuries. I was just very frightened. He's a lot bigger than me. He's 6'3", 200 pounds. I'm 5'8", 120. And he carry me out of the house, and I said, let me get my things at least if we're going to break up, and he wouldn't let me get my things, and when I reached around to try to get my things, I can hear myself echoing in the background, ma'am.
It's just the phone system. The phone system has got a delay.
And he pushed me down from the door all the way to the couch, and when they come here, they'll see how far that is. He threw me across the room, and I was very startled. I was laying on the floor.
Okay. All right.
And I killed him.
Shayna was arrested and brought in for questioning the following day.
In the middle of him doing something with his arm or saying something crazy, shot him. And I thought, oh my God, what have I done? You know? And he was laying with his face on the table, like twitching. And so I knew he was going to die a very slow and painful death. I knew he was already dead, you know, and within the next 20 seconds. So in the next 2 minutes, I knew he was going to be dead. And he was in a lot of pain. He was twitching, he was moaning, but he was ultimately dead. And so I shot him enough times to kill him so that he wouldn't suffer at that point, which was a few more times. And I shot him, I think I shot him twice, thought he was completely dead, and he was laying there still, twitching and making noises. And I shot him in the head. I probably should have left it there, but I knew he was going to die.
Mm-hmm.
Or have a very deformed face.
And you were concerned.
And I knew, oh no, he would have died. He was already dying. He was dying. But I just walked around the table and shot him where I knew he would die immediately. And fast. His obsession with guns killed him. You know, I would have never, I'm so Democrat, I would have never touched a gun in my life until I dated.
One of the commonalities of a sociopath is pathological lying. Here, Shayna states she's never held a gun until she met Ryan, yet about a year prior to meeting him, she had posted this picture of herself at the gun range on her Facebook profile. This is an example of a sociopath naturally lying to make themselves appear as the victim.
How sweet the sound that sings a rest. He had put his arm across the table, and there's a lamp, and he had put his arm across the table and had it in my face and was screaming at me at the top of his lungs after he had thrown me around the room, and was saying emotionally to me, "You're a f***ing hillbilly. I f***ing hate you. I hate everything about you for what you are, and my family hates you." And he was screaming it, and he had his hand on the table, and he wasn't completely standing up. He was like this.
So it was like,
He was sitting, he was enough that when I shot him, he went like this. Literally. That's when I knew he was dead. Or close to it, and twitching. And I couldn't, I let him, I still, even though it hurt, I still, enough of me loved him that I couldn't stand to watch him twitch. I knew he was going to die or have a completely deformed face. He's very vain. One of our last conversations we had that was good was that he wants my best friend who's a dentist to do his veneers and wants to get a nose job. Just that kind of person. And I shot him right here. I gave him his nose job. He wanted. I broke it. I'm not your typical murderer. No, I'm not the one that you see on death row. He said, you're just a hillbilly from Kentucky. And I am. I guess the hillbilly came out of me. I took that for myself. None of it matters now. I did. Yes, I did. I can't believe I did that.
Shayna was indicted for Ryan's murder on December 20th, 2012. On January 16th, 2013, she entered a plea of not guilty to the murder charges. 2.5 years after the incident, Shayna's murder trial began on April 13th, 2015. She had remained in the Campbell County Jail since her arrest, unable to meet her bail. Prosecutors argued that the motive for the murder was that Ryan wanted to end the couple's relationship. Defense attorneys continue with their contention that the shooting was in self-defense and that Shayna was a victim of domestic abuse. As part of their case, the prosecution, led by Michelle Snodgrass, put on text message evidence that showed Shayna's obsession with Ryan. Several witnesses, including Ryan's family members, Audrey Bolt, and Shayna's former cellmate, testified for the prosecution.
The status was my son wanted her not to be around, and the status was she kept coming around. And I said, if you leave now, maybe in the future, you two can get together, because I have found that life is about timing. And I said, and your timing is just not right.
Peter Carter testified that the day before his son's death, Ryan told him about an upcoming date with Audrey and was afraid to tell Shayna about it. Audrey stated that on the night of the murder, she and Ryan had planned to meet at a Milford, Ohio bar for drinks at 9:30 and that she had been looking forward to it.
I found him very entertaining, and that led me to accept an invite to go on a date with him.
Shayna's former cellmate, Cecily Miller, also testified.
What defense did she tell you she intended to pursue?
The wife battered syndrome.
Wife battered syndrome is a pattern of signs and symptoms displayed by a woman who has suffered persistent intimate partner violence, whether psychological, physical, or sexual, from her male partner.
And did she tell you, what did she tell you she was going to claim had occurred to support that defense?
That he beat her and raped her, sodomized her.
And did she tell you whether those things were true?
That was not true. That's what she was going to say for her defense.
Miller also said that Shayna discussed legal strategy with her, saying she was going to plead insanity, but she was too smart because she has the IQ of Einstein. She said that Shayna bragged about killing her boyfriend, saying that she laughed about shooting Ryan in the face and giving him the nose job he always wanted. Shayna did not take the stand in her own defense, but she relied on her police interrogation tape in which she maintained the killing was in self-defense. On April 23, 2015, after 5 hours of jury deliberation, Shayna was found guilty of Ryan's murder. 4 months after being convicted, she was sentenced to 40 years in prison.
Tell the jury your name, please.
My name's Katie Carter.
Katie, how are you related to Ryan?
Ryan's my brother.
And I guess I'll go ahead and ask you, explain to the jury what you have with you.
Because I'm 30 years old, I don't need to bring a teddy bear up with me. This teddy bear was made by Jay's sister. This is Ryan's shirt. That's it. That's only a voicemail.